Thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my Sephora recommendations. Thanks so much for tuning into the recommendation video. We are trying them on today. I'll show you application, and I've also included some items that are not at Sephora, so I'll make sure to include the details on those as we go along as well. I have mostly products that you can find on sale at Sephora during their promotion, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so my skin is typically combo, but I've been using my tretinoin, so it's kind of dry on the surface. I did go in with this. This is one of the most moisturizing creams that I have. It's the 24 karat gold energizing face cream, but something like the La Mer cream is along these lines, although this is a little bit more emollient. Definitely calmed down a bit, but I'm gonna go in with this Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This is by Merit. I'm going to just go in the center here. Just gonna smooth out the center here a bit. Just for a little bit extra priming before I go in. There's a nice smooth feeling to this. Also something like the Bobbi Brown, I'll list that below. It's like an enriching vitamin E base. By the way, this is from Chantecaille, not at Sephora, but I do love this. This I put on about an hour and a half ago, so it's soaked in. Okay, let's go in with foundation. So this is a Dior foundation, the stick foundation, and as you can see, if you remember, I was struggling with the shade, so I had a few shades here, but I think, let me just double check. I think I landed on an interesting combination of 2CR, which is definitely too light, but I needed something with a little bit more of a neutral tone to it because I used that with 3.5N, which is a little bit darker as well. So 3.5N, too deep, and so then that's why I brought in 2CR. So we're gonna blend those two together. Let me show you on my, just on my skin directly. That one is 3.5N and this is 2CR. I also have another one. This might help if you're wondering though. This one is 3N. So there's a difference. 2CR, 3.5N, and then 3N. So by the time we blend this together, it'll be okay. But if I was going to choose two, it would be 2CR and 3.5N, these two. So let's take this brush. This is a Merit brush. I love these for cream products. And I say these because I have a few of these. I have a few of these around for foundation, for their stick as well, their complexion stick. I also use this for cream blush, cream, see it all kind of blended together. Also cream bronzers. So when I travel, this is the one brush I will take with me for cream products. I'll just kind of use it for everything. Okay, let me actually pay attention to what I'm doing here so I can make sure this makes sense. Okay, so that's 2CR. I'm just gonna put that right there just for now. And I don't add too much because I feel like that was 3.5N. I feel like this is better with the thinner the layer I can get. The thinner the layer I can get with this, the better it looks. Just a very natural, undetectable layer. And it's really fast application too, as you can see. And the nice thing about having a couple of shades, which seems like excessive, I know, but it allows to adjust for different times of the year. Just go up here, this is 3.5. So depending on the season, also builds a little bit of dimension because I am lighter in skin tone on the center of my face. So here is how it looks up close. So let's go in with concealer next, and this is one of the few concealers that I use for both under eye and dark spots. Usually I use a dedicated concealer for under eye as well as one for my dark spots, but this one seems to work well for both. This is by Westman Atelier, shade M2. So we're just gonna dot quickly for under eye, and then here for dark spots. So this brush that I'm using here is a number 71 brush. It's a Sephora brush, and I have a few of these actually because I like it so much. And I love the shape of this because you can see it's angled there, and it's made specifically for this area. So it does a nice job of blending in that concealer without leaving brush streaks and giving away that there's concealer under there. I can also take this and kind of pat into these areas. I will do that in a pinch. There's also another brush. This one is the 57 brush, which is the concealer brush. Yeah, this one is nice for larger areas like this. So I find the brush really helps depending on the actual need of that specific area. If I was going to pick one, I'd pick the 71 brush because it really does a nice job under the eye and can be used for the other areas. This one doesn't work as well under the eye for me, but if I want to be really precise, I'll use this for these darker areas. It's great for stippling too. Sometimes I just want to push that concealer in there because I have pores there as well. So it just really does a nice job of placing that concealer without swirling it around too much. Here it is, close up. So let's go ahead and do some, what shall we do next? Let's do a little light powdering. This is more of a finishing powder. Let's use this. I haven't used this in a long time, but let's use this. I was looking through all of my makeup that I can get at Sephora, and I haven't used this for a while. This is by Westman Atelier. Very luxurious packaging on this one as well. This one happens to be in Creme, Chantecaille brush. Really fast complexion. My favorite brow product right now is by Victoria Beckham, and this is in Taupe. So let me just do my brows quickly here, and then we'll move on to the eye. Eyebrows always make a huge difference. We've got here this bronzer by Dior, and I did a video, so let me see if I can remember to link that video, but I had a swatch of all of the bronzers by Dior, and this one is 02 Tan. It had the best undertone for me and was the right depth. So if you are medium toned like me and the other bronzers look too cool for you, this is the shade. So you can see why I like it so much. Okay, that's a little bit low. I don't usually put my bronzer that low. We'll fix it. So I'm going to go in with this. This is by Hourglass. It's two-sided, and I'm going to use the tapered end here. Just moving that bronzer up because I want to keep this really high, almost on the cheekbone, so rather than lower. You can see how easily this blends. It's one of the easiest bronzers I've used. Right along the jawline. Of course, you can use this as like a bronzer as if the sun hit, but I use it more as a, what is the word I'm looking for? Dimension. Not contour, but dimension on the other side. Let me just show you up close what that bronzer looks like. Very seamless. I want to play with this palette by Victoria Beckham. It's a little bit newer to me, so I wanted to see how I could get this to work in a less dramatic way, simply because the video that I did this on was a more editorial runway look. So if you'd like to see that, you can tune into that. But I know that some of you are returning, so this might be interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and just add this lightest shade first, all over the lid, really fast. It's this shade right here that I used. And this is a REPHR 01 brush that I used. Now, the missing element in this, in my opinion, is like a crease shade. So we're going to go in with one of my favorite palettes. This is also Clé de Peau, which you can find in other places. 03, one of my very favorite palettes ever. This is a REPHR 27. We're taking this shade right here as our crease shade. Really gently blending that in. And we're going to take the deepest shade, which is very deep here, on the exterior corner really lightly. Really lightly, just to build some dimension. So you can see there, just adding a little bit on the exterior adds some depth without getting too heavy. And you can do this with really any eyeshadow that you like, but it's a simple way for me to add a little bit of drama. What I want to do is take this shade here and then blend it between the darkest shade and the middle of my eye. So let's do that. See how that quickly just softens the contrast. So again, you can do this with any palette really, but I just wanted to play with this again to get this to be a little bit more wearable. But it was so pretty, the finish. Okay, and then we'll get back to some Sephora things here in a moment. Let's do a quick lash. Now I love Chantecaille's Fossil Longest Lash Mascara. This one right here. It's my daily daily. But let's try this first, and then if we need to add this, we will. Did forget, I bought this a while ago, this Hourglass Arch Brow product, which is good for light hold. So if you want to see what this looks like, I'll show you. If you're interested in brow products. I noticed over time, oh, I need to blend here. I noticed over time that it does seem to get a little bit drier. So the hold is a little bit better because initially it wasn't holding. Kind of like mascara, sometimes it gets better with time. I feel like this is similar for this brow product in that it improves in its performance over time. Okay, so I forgot, I have 2 steps that I do just to kind of clean up the eye area. Actually 3 steps. So let's do that really fast. So I've got this Sweed product that I use to brighten the eye area. It's called Bright, the shade, just to brighten the eye area. Of course, for any items that are not available at Sephora, I'll leave some shoppable links, as well as items that are available at Sephora. I'm leaving some shoppable tabs that are popping up here, hopefully. So you can just click on those and check them out while I'm applying makeup. That way you can keep watching and look at the products at the same time. So I hope the shoppable tabs are helpful. So let's go in. I love Focia Longest Lash Mascara, which is this. But I also want to show you some other options. Now, from Sephora, I really enjoy this Dior mascara. And this one is in 090. And it's got a great curved brush like this. Also, Tower 28 has a lovely mascara that I would recommend. I really enjoy. I love volume, length, and separation quickly and without clumps. So that's my favorite kind of mascara. Now this is the Merit Clean Lash. So I thought I'd show you this in case you were interested. So this mascara is along the lines of other luxury brand mascaras in that the build is very slow. It's very natural. If you want a natural lash, it's very pretty, but I'm going to keep adding. So I'll let you know how many coats we've got here when I'm done. So this ended up being about 4 coats of mascara. Actually, it built really nicely, but I could tell if I was going to go in with 5 layers of mascara, it would have started to clump. So 4 is about the maximum. Okay, let's go in with the blush. This is definitely a newer product. This is the YSL Blush, and it's in the shade 44. It does have glow to it, but it's one of the cooler blushes that I have. I think I said I realized I did not have too many cool blushes in my array of blushes to use. So I'm looking for some lovely cooler tones. So this was REPHR number 5 here. I'm just gonna pat that on. So you can see it has a lovely glow to it. Because we did have that Westman Atelier powder on there, it doesn't have the same kind of glow. So if you want to bring dimension to the front of the face, it's really pretty for that. Then I always like to just go in the front. Now, just being careful not to add too much because I do have texture in the front. So I want to be a little bit careful not to add too much glow, or else I'm going to emphasize some texture here. So just enough. And then I'm going to show you something else that it's not new at all, but show you how I can kind of make that a little bit softer. But you can see how the cool eye and the cool blush really work nicely together. And I love a cool eye, so this is nice to have another blush that I can use with cool eyeshadows. Okay, so you can see that glow there. Now let's just blend it a little bit more. I'm going to take this brush that I was using before with that Westman Atelier, and I've got this Hourglass in Dim Light, and I have the smaller version. I don't need the very large version of it because I go through it really slowly because I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't wear a lot of each item, but I do like to add lots of different items together. So we've got here Dim Light. Just show you how it just blends everything really beautifully together. It's almost like an airbrush on the face, so you can see it's just everything is smoothed out here. Not that this isn't smooth, but I can just improve it a little bit more with this Hourglass Dim Light. Okay, we're gonna try some things with a couple of newer products. So this is by Merit. This is a new lip liner of theirs. I don't think I've tried anything quite like this before because it's sheer and it's very smooth going on. I have a little bit of a lip balm conditioning my lips currently. So let me just make sure we don't have too much there. I'm gonna show you this one. This one is in Beverly Hills. And I just put on my lower lip just so you can see it's a little bit cooler, even though it's like a peachy pink. What's really nice about this is I can take this and just outline the exterior to kind of balance out my natural lip color. So you can see the outside matches the inside now. I have like a natural lip liner, so sometimes I want to mute that down though, so it's not as much of a contrast, which is interesting because I know people want this sometimes, but I like to just even out the tone here. And it's really smooth. Very unique product for sure. I don't think, like I said, I don't think I've had something like this before. I do want to show you another color too that's newer to me. This is in Stockholm by Merit. Again, it's cooler. Just add it to these high points here to give a little bit of glow texturally, and then a little pop of color you can see there. It's just a really lovely effect. Makes it look more natural and gives it more dimension. So just like that. I'm gonna do my hair and then we'll finish off with a lip or two. Okay, I just went in with the Dyson Airwrap. I love that. And I went from, as you could see, dry hair. My hair was dry, but I got a really soft, loose kind of curl in it. So depending on how much moisture is in my hair, I get a different result. So it's very soft, and I had a little bit of like undoneness about the ends earlier, and now it just kind of cleaned that up here, you can see. And there's a lot of movement. So this Dyson Airwrap, I still love it. Still use the Air Straight as well, so for different reasons. And then I just used just a slight bit of the Oribe Superfine Hairspray, which is the only hairspray that I use because my hair will get weighed down really quickly with any kind of product that's heavy, so that's very light. I am enjoying this combination of the cool cheek and the cool eye. So we're going to go in with something very natural, and then we're going to go in with something polished. For something very natural, something very comfortable, this is the Merit lip oil. As you can see, it's a really pretty shade, very easy to wear. So this shade here is called Pointel. It's a cool baby pink. So I like to pick these lighter shades to try because initially I think they're not going to work on my medium skin tone, but I'm usually quite pleasantly surprised that they do work nicely. So going in with this. I think this is polished in a very effortless kind of way. Great for every day, very comfortable on the lips. I really enjoy this formula. This is actually new from Merit, and they have 4 shades here. It's a Slick Sheen High Shine Tinted Lip Oil. Shade Slick Sheen High Shine Tinted Lip Oil. And this one is in, again, Pointel. Click on this link here, it'll show you the other shades. I think there's 4 total. Really comfortable on the lips. So I like this for a very nice weekend kind of look. Okay, now I know there's also a trend. I don't read or follow too many trends, but I noticed there's this posh trend going around. I don't know if I fully understand what it means. I mean, I think I kind of get the idea, but to me, it's just a more polished look. So we're going to go in with another lip that I think is a really posh look. It's very polished. So I wanted to go in with a fragrance today while I'm searching. Oh, here it is. This is the one we'll go in with. I just found it, but I want to go in with a fragrance, and this is by Merit. First of all, let's look at the beautiful bottle. And I have a lot of fragrances, as you can see. And my style of fragrance is something that's effortless, timeless, also very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a clean scent. I don't like anything too heavy or overwhelming. I don't love complex fragrances that are hard to distinguish. Just something pleasant, but also something that isn't so common either, because as much as I love certain fragrances, I can think of one that I smell a lot on other people and I can tell you exactly what it is because everyone else is wearing it. But I don't know how many people are wearing this fragrance. This is quite unique fragrance in that I don't know if people would be able to identify immediately what it was. Let me just read you the notes quickly. So they also came out with a mini size too, if you wanted to just try a small size. It's under the warm and spicy fragrance family, which I don't normally gravitate towards, but that is not what I pick up So fragrance is very personal in that it can smell different based on chemistry. So it says it's a warm sheer scent type. Now I do agree in the sheer element, it is sheer, but the key notes are bergamot, jasmine, and musk, which to me don't speak to the spicy part actually. They speak to the notes that I love, especially bergamot. That is frequent in the fragrances that I love. So bergamot is usually a hit for me, and then jasmine I really enjoy as well. And it's not too heavy. And then you have musk to ground it. It opens with soft, bright notes of bergamot and pear. Definitely pick up on the bergamot. Very slight pear, gently unfolding into a floral heart of jasmine, rose, and violet. And I think violet is actually the initial note that I sense. And then that kind of fades, where then I pick up on the jasmine and rose, which is lovely. Balanced by a base of vanilla, musk, and moss, giving it a warm second skin finish that wears up to over 12 hours. I haven't done a 12-hour test on it, but I just know that when I wear it, it's a very easy, effortless fragrance to wear. But it is a lovely fragrance. Okay, so let's go in with our polished, like our posh lip now. So this is by Valentino, and this one is a really lovely color. So this is 134R. So it looks like this. And let me just remove this lip gloss. It's really pretty though, I really like that. Let's go ahead and remove this. And going in with the Valentino. You can see it's almost my lip color, that's why I love it so much. So there's the difference. Definitely a Your Lips But Better shade on me. So in order to really lend itself to that posh quality, I'm not going to put a little bit of lip gloss because I think lip gloss will make it a little bit more casual. So we're gonna keep it just like this. And that's it for the Get Ready With Me. Again, let me know if you have any questions about shades. I have so many different brands as well if you want to see comparisons of these products against products maybe by Chanel or Chantecaille or any other brand that I probably have. Let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. And please let us know what you are loving during the Sephora sale, what you've been picking up, and any other recommendations that you have. Please leave that in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Nice for larger. While this is by Westman Atelier. Okay, wow. This definitely would have broken if I dropped it on the floor. That's why I was a little nervous. This is Victoria Beckham, which you can... So this is actually a new product by Merit. It's called the Slick Sheen High Shine Lit. It's a Slick Sheen High Shine Tinted Lip Oil. No, Shade Slick Sheen High Shine Tinted Lip Oil.